Hey, what time is it? Anybody? Somebody? Hello? What's the time, please? Oh, I know. It's snippet time. Welcome to Sobriety Snippets for Women Over 40, where we stop waiting to feel ready, start changing your relationship with alcohol today, and let readiness rise up to meet you. I'm Becca Jacobson. Welcome back to the Snippets, gals. And if you're new, gotta say it, if you're new here, I get so excited. All of you excite me. But when you're new, you're just coming into a whole new world called Snippet Land. This is where we keep the home fires burning for women over 40, living in that gray area, functional, successful, and secretly worried about how much they're drinking. Just for us, gals, and no one else. Before we start, gals, a word about next week. I'm really excited. We're going to look at Ralph Waldo Trine's book, In Tune with the Infinite. It was published in 1897. I know. I saw that look on your face. Bear with me, gals. Here in Snippet Land, we do book studies, and we do look at some of the great thinkers in the area of new thought. And that's why we've looked at Florence Scovel Shinn's The Game of Life and How to Play It, James Allen's As a Man Thinketh. Next week, gals, we're looking at Ralph Waldo Trine's In Tune with the Infinite. I just want to give you a little bit of a hint of what to expect. If you haven't read the book, you can get it and start reading and follow along, but that's not necessary either. You can just show up, and I'm going to walk you through some of the key parts of this book that I think are really important to our journey. And one way to use Becca's bookshelf is to listen to the snippets on the book, and then you could decide to read it. At the end of next week, you might go, oh my God, I want to read that whole thing. So there you go, two ways to do this. But Ralph Waldo Trine was an important writer in the early New Thought movement in the late 19th and early 20th century. But this book, gals, I'm so excited because I'm rereading it this week to get ready for next week. And I'm underlining and I'm highlighting, and I'm going to have to cut back because I've got so much I'd love to share. I could do a lot of snippets on it. But what we're going to be looking at, what it's boiling down to, his main message is a connection with our higher selves, which is written right into the title. But it's more than that, too. He teaches a lot about thoughts, emotions, and beliefs and how they affect our lives. And of course, hello, that's exactly what Snippet Land is about. There's even a beautiful section in there on aging that I've highlighted. We're definitely going to talk about that. So I'm really excited to do the next week, Ralph Waldo Trine's In Tune with the Infinite, starting Monday the 17th. Okay, readiness. Readiness. Gals, on Wednesday, we talked about surface dwelling. That's a trap, a sneaky trap. In the past, we've talked a lot about the voice of alcohol. Essentially, the voice of alcohol is the part of you that wants to drink. And depending on how long you've been at it, it can be very strong, very, very strong. And it's sneaky. It's a liar. It's tricky. It's an outright liar. It's cunning. And sadly, it's a voice we often believe is us, and we listen to it. And yeah, so I want to help you. One of the things I do with my clients early on, especially in the fresh start, which is where we're stumbling, I love that word, stumbling into early sobriety, is we're learning. The first thing I teach is the voice of alcohol. So the reason I'm bringing that up in relation to a snippet on readiness is because the voice of alcohol is looking for any little trap it can find. And one of them was Wednesday. That is surface dwelling. Another one is the voice that says, well, we're not quite ready. We're not ready. I'm not ready to give up alcohol. And there's a million excuses behind that. My birthday's coming up, or we're planning a trip in a month, and what's going to happen on the trip, or I've got too much going on, or my mother-in-law is sick, or whatever it is, it's always saying, not now, not now. This is too big of a project. We're not ready. I'm not mentally prepared. My partner isn't ready, isn't on board. I don't have enough. Mercury's not lined up with Venus. I don't know, right? You name it, and there's an excuse. We are not ready. Gals, I want you to hear something really, really important today. You'll never be ready. Never. And this is not just me saying this. I'm going to tell you why. It's actually literally impossible for you to get ready and then quit drinking. Impossible. In fact, it's virtually impossible to get ready and then do anything. We have to do it and then we feel the readiness. Now, for most things, that's okay. It's like, remember when the first day of school and you're like, oh my God, I don't want to do this. I'm scared, Mom, I'm scared. And you didn't feel ready for school and you were nervous about all the things, but there you are and you've got your new books and you're being taken to school and your parents are dropping you off and you're like so not ready, but there you are. You're being plopped right into the thick of it and you're not ready. And what happens? It shows up. Right? You take the steps, and next thing you know, a couple of weeks later, you're finding your besties and you're ready for school. This is how doing hard things happens in our life. Everything you've ever done that felt difficult, you weren't ready for it. Have you ever thought of that? I would really love for you to give this some deep thought. Think about the difficult things you've done. How ready were you actually? Anything that we undertake that feels unfamiliar and yet we want to do it, we know it's good, but it's unfamiliar and we're unsure and we're not fully, we haven't taken a PhD in it or something. And so we're just like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. Everything requires us to just go ahead and try it anyway. And yet we sit there and wait to get ready to quit drinking. It'll never happen. Never happen. And the voice of alcohol is there to remind you over and over and over, you're not ready yet. You're not ready. Wait, what about this? Hold on, we've done this before, or you weren't ready last time. You're not going to be ready this time. Uh-oh, careful. Here's what happened. Listen, it's not that it's trying to kill you. That voice is defaulting to what is familiar and what has kept you safe in the past. But we don't have to listen to it. Now, here are some other very important aspects of readiness that I want you to hear. Do you remember when you were a kid and you're playing with your friends and nobody wants to go first? You're doing something. It's like, well, no, you go first. No, I dare you. You try it. Maybe you're going to eat something nobody's ever eaten before, or walk down an alley everybody's afraid of, or pass a yard that has a big dog in it that barks up against the fence. Something. Remember? We do that as children. We dare each other. I dare you. You go first. And we're just waiting for someone to go first. And it's kind of like we may not say it out loud, but we're thinking, okay, well, if they don't die, then maybe I'll try it. But somebody's got to go first because I'm just not ready.
What would you do if your online store converted 36% more shoppers? You could take 36% more vacation.
Another pina colada? Yes, please.
Open a new retail location with 36% more square feet.
Fantastic.
Hire 36% more help.
You're hired and you're hired.
Shopify has the world's best converting checkout, up to 36% better than other e-commerce platforms. What you do with those extra sales is up to you. Switch to Shopify today at shopify.com/listen and get a $1 trial. Shopify.com/listen.
Well, my dears, here's what I've figured out about readiness. And it totally sounds backwards at first. But when it comes to leaving alcohol behind, you have to go first. Before you feel ready, you have to go first. That's the whole thing. Readiness will arrive shortly afterwards. Now, let me tell you why. There's a few things about this you need to know. First of all, waiting is a lie. It's a total lie. In fact, it is doubt in disguise. Waiting to be ready is a quiet little form of self-sabotage. I'm not ready doesn't feel like fear. It feels sensible, responsible, grown up. And that's the lie. But underneath, it's just doubt. I can't do this anyway, so I'll wait until I'm sure. And that sureness never comes. Listen, there's no shame around this. This is not weakness. Every one of us does it. It's the most reasonable sounding trap there is. But waiting is simply doubt in disguise. Another reason readiness will never arrive is that you cannot feel ready for something you've never done. I mean, think about that. If you've never left alcohol behind forever, which you haven't, or you wouldn't be here, you cannot get ready for it because you've never done it. You don't know what it feels like. How can you feel ready for something you've never done? You have nothing to feel it with yet. Readiness isn't sitting in a drawer waiting for the right day. It doesn't exist yet. It hasn't been built. Here's the thing nobody tells you about readiness. It cannot come first. How could it? You can't feel ready for something you've never done. You've got nothing to feel it with yet. So we sit on a platform waiting for a feeling that literally cannot arrive until we move. And I'm not ready starts to feel wise, responsible, mature, but it isn't wisdom. It's doubt wearing a very convincing costume. It's a quiet little sabotage. Because as long as we're not ready, we never have to take a risk. The way out is almost insultingly simple, and it's the one thing we never do. You go first. You take one small step without feeling ready. And then, and only then, a little readiness can show up. You did the thing and you're still standing, right? It's like when you were children and we dare someone else to go first because we want to see if they're going to survive whatever it is they're doing. Are they going to get hurt? What's going to happen? Is the dog going to bite them? So we watch. We watch what they do, and if they're okay, then we do. Then we're going to go try it. Well, in this case, we have to take one tiny step forward and then stop and look. Did I survive that? Am I okay? So you do the thing, and if you're still standing, which you will be, and then you do a little bit more, and slowly, slowly, readiness shows up. Readiness is not a train that carries you along. It's what grows in your legs once you're already walking. Now, here's what going first actually looks like. It is messy. You'll start, you'll stumble, you'll start again. That's not failure. That's the journey. That's part of it. There's no day counting. We don't count our days. In my world, we don't sit around counting days, day 1, day 30, because what happens to the woman who stumbles on day 16? She disappears in shame. We don't do that here. Stumbling doesn't reset you. The days you got, you were practicing and learning. And so you are slowly getting yourself ready by taking steps and seeing what it feels like. Every time you go first and settle yourself without a drink, you're showing yourself, I did that. I'm okay. And a little more readiness grows. And that, my dear, is the mechanism in plain clothes. But here's the hardest part. Going first alone is almost impossible. Remember, you go first. The kindest part is we don't have to go first alone. If you're trying to go first, if you're trying to step forward into readiness without feeling ready, and you're all alone, you're going to stumble and you're going to fall and you're going to forget that you're not. Literally, we cannot hold this feeling by ourselves. This feeling of, okay, that's all right. This was part of the journey. I'm all right. I can see what happened. Here's what I can try differently. Oh, look at that. I'm not the only one. We need others on the journey with us. We must have it. We need a place to come back to no matter how the week went. When we watch other women go first and stumble and come back, it makes us braver. And their courage leads to our readiness. That's the exchange. And then you take a step and another step and you actually move forward. And that helps another woman who's stumbling and not quite ready. That is how you get ready, my dear, by actually just going first. And I built the place for it. That is exactly what I built Fresh Start Foundations for. I've been talking about it here the last few months on the show because it is the most powerful thing I've built for starting your sobriety, and nobody else does it this way. Readiness does not come first. You go first and readiness follows, and you don't do it alone. You join us in Fresh Start Foundations. We meet every Friday at 7 p.m. for an hour of just sharing the journey. What was it like when you stumbled, when you tried? The messiness and the successes shared together. Finally, my dear, you can stop trying to get ready. You can stop trying to count days, and you can just get into the messy beginning of sobriety and go first and experience what it's like to actually feel ready after you've gone first. And then you can find out what it feels like to be ready after you've already gone first. The link to Fresh Start is in the show notes, but it's just beccajacobson.com/fresh start. beccajacobson.com/fresh start. I don't know, that's hard to say. Fresh Start. I got it out. See you next time, gals. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back next time so I can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.
The modern man is fascinating. He has a standing desk. He takes creatine. He listens to podcasts at 2 times the speed. He owns 3 water bottles and he follows 6 productivity influencers. Then every weekend, he drinks enough alcohol to tranquilize a rhinoceros. If any of this sounds familiar, I'm Shane Raymer, host of That Sober Guy podcast. We talk performance, we talk purpose, we talk leadership, and we talk about building a better life without alcohol. Because the answer isn't another life hack. It's removing the thing that's holding you back. Search That Sober Guy wherever you get your podcasts.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.